The 1980s were a decade of big hair, bold fashion choices, and, unfortunately, some of the worst cars ever made. From boxy designs to underpowered engines, the 80s produced some truly terrible vehicles. It's hard to believe that some of these cars were actually on the road. However, despite their many faults, these cars still hold a certain nostalgic charm for many people who grew up in the decade. As car manufacturers navigated through a landscape shaped by economic challenges and changing consumer preferences, the automotive scene of the 1980s witnessed the rise of iconic models alongside some infamous flops. From the emergence of compact cars and the introduction of high-tech features to the struggles faced by traditional American automakers, the 1980s were a transformative period for the automotive world, but also a decade of some of the worst cars ever produced. 1. The infamous Yugo, a symbol of 80s automotive failure. The Yugo has been the punchline of many jokes. However, the car managed to sell extremely well before it hit an all-time low. The Yugo, often referred to as the worst car ever made, stands as a symbol of 80s automotive failure. Hailing from Yugoslavia, this small, boxy car captured the attention of the American market with its unbelievably low price tag. However, the excitement quickly faded as consumers experienced its numerous shortcomings. People loved to make fun of the Yugo, but it was the fastest-selling first-year European import in the United States. When it first became available in this country, long lines formed at many dealerships. Unfortunately, many attributes of the car led it to become known as the worst car ever. The car was cheap and not constructed well. Most owners experienced breakdowns. Despite passing safety tests, the Yugo usually did not fare well in crashes. Also, the fuel efficiency was extremely poor for a car of its size. In 1986, the Yugo was rated the lowest for consumer satisfaction in the J.D. Power and Associates survey. During crash tests by the Institute for Highway Safety, it underwent extreme damage. It came in last for emission tests and led the list of lemon vehicles. It seems that the Yugo has an extremely poor reputation. However, it simply suffered problems because it was a dated vehicle from the beginning. At the time, it was based on a 20-year-old Fiat. Every detail was extremely basic, and its primary purpose was only to be a functional means of transportation. It was the least expensive car of its time. It may have been wise to heed the old saying, "You get what you pay for." What made the Yugo a bad choice turns out to be the characteristics that made it a top seller in other parts of the world. The Chrysler TC by Maserati, a failed luxury experiment. The Chrysler TC by Maserati stands as a testament to the collaborative efforts that sometimes miss the mark in the automotive industry. Conceived as a blend of American engineering and Italian luxury, this car aimed to capture the essence of both worlds, but instead fell short of expectations. Launched in 1989, the Chrysler TC was positioned as a luxury convertible with a hefty price tag. However, its design failed to impress, with many critics describing it as a mishmash of styles that lacked cohesion. The attempt to combine Chrysler's mass-market appeal with Maserati's prestige resulted in a confused identity that failed to resonate with consumers. Despite featuring a turbocharged engine and some luxury amenities, the Chrysler TC failed to deliver the performance and sophistication expected from a collaboration of this caliber. Sales were lackluster, and the car quickly faded into obscurity, leaving behind a legacy of unmet potential and missed opportunities. Customers were not impressed, and neither were the higher-ups at Chrysler. They insisted on cutting TC production short, but Iacocca blamed the lack of success, not on an endless list of project management errors, but on bad marketing. The venture went so wrong financially that it's estimated that it cost Chrysler $600 million. Producing only 7,300 cars, this meant that it cost around 80 kilos at the time to build each car, twice the retail price. The Chrysler TC by Maserati serves as a cautionary tale of the challenges inherent in blending different design philosophies and brand identities. While ambitious in its vision, the execution fell short of creating a compelling product that could capture the hearts of car enthusiasts. The Cadillac Cimarron, a luxury car turned flop. The Cimarron's market failure is one in a series of events throughout the 1980s and 1990s, which caused Cadillac's share of the US market to decline from 3.8% in 1979 to 2.2% in 1997. The Cimarron, often dubbed as a luxury car turned flop, holds its place among the top 10 worst cars of the 1980s. Introduced as a compact luxury sedan by Cadillac, the Cimarron failed to live up to the high standards and expectations associated with the Cadillac brand. Many consumers realized that it was a textbook example of what happens when a car manufacturer tries to badge engineer a simple economy car into a luxury car. This was the overall theme of its demise. Originally intended to compete with European luxury sedans, the Cimarron fell short in terms of performance, design, and overall quality. It was essentially a rebadged version of the Chevrolet Cavalier, lacking the refinement and exclusivity expected from a Cadillac vehicle. The Cimarron's underwhelming performance, lackluster interior, and uninspiring design led to its reputation as a symbol of Cadillac's misstep in the 1980s. Despite efforts to position it as a luxury offering, the Cimarron failed to resonate with consumers and left a mark as one of the decade's most disappointing automotive ventures. The Ford Pinto, notorious for safety hazards. The Ford Pinto, infamous for its safety hazards, has secured its place in automotive history as one of the most controversial cars of the 1980s. This compact car, manufactured by Ford from 1971 to 1980, gained notoriety for its design flaw that made it susceptible to fuel tank fires in rear-end collisions. The Pinto's safety concerns stemmed from its vulnerable fuel tank, which was located behind the rear axle. This positioning, coupled with a structural defect, meant that even minor rear impacts could puncture the fuel tank, leading to catastrophic fires. The design flaw resulted in numerous lawsuits, investigations, and a tarnished reputation for Ford. Despite its stylish appearance and affordable price point, the Ford Pinto's safety record overshadowed its other qualities. The controversy surrounding the Pinto serves as a cautionary tale in automotive engineering and product safety, highlighting the critical importance of prioritizing consumer well-being in vehicle design and manufacturing. The Renault Fuego, a design misstep for the French manufacturer. The Renault Fuego, a bold attempt by the French manufacturer to break into the sports coupe market, turned out to be a design misstep that left many scratching their heads. Launched in the early 1980s, the Fuego featured unconventional styling that was polarizing at best. Its angular lines and quirky details failed to resonate with consumers looking for a sleek and sporty aesthetic. Despite its distinctive appearance, the Renault Fuego suffered from a number of quality and reliability issues that further tarnished its reputation. The car's complex mechanical systems often proved troublesome, leading to frequent breakdowns and costly repairs for owners. In addition, the Fuego's lackluster performance failed to live up to the expectations set by its sporty facade. Ultimately, the Renault Fuego failed to make a lasting impact in the automotive market and is now remembered as a curious misstep in Renault's otherwise storied history. Its quirky design and underwhelming performance serve as a cautionary tale of the pitfalls of ambitious styling without the substance to back it up. The Chevrolet Citation, a disappointing entry in the compact car market. The Chevrolet Citation stands as a stark reminder of a promising concept that fell short of expectations in the competitive compact car market of the 1980s. Hailed as Chevrolet's answer to the demand for efficient and stylish compact cars, the Citation failed to live up to the hype, leaving a trail of disappointment in its wake. Introduced as a front-wheel drive model, the Citation was intended to be a game-changer for Chevrolet. However, plowed by a myriad of mechanical issues and subpar build quality, the car quickly gained a reputation for unreliability and poor performance. From transmission problems to rust-prone body panels, the Citation failed to deliver on its initial promise of a reliable and efficient compact car. Despite its innovative design and sleek appearance, the Chevrolet Citation's legacy is marred by its inability to compete effectively in the market. As one of the worst cars of the 1980s, the Citation serves as a cautionary tale of the importance of quality engineering and rigorous testing in the automotive industry. The DeLorean DMC12, famous for its appearance in Back to the Future. The DeLorean DMC12, famous for its iconic appearance in the Back to the Future film series, is a vehicle that is synonymous with the 1980s. Despite its fame in pop culture, the DeLorean DMC12 was not a successful car in terms of performance and reliability. It featured a stainless steel body and distinctive gull-wing doors, giving it a futuristic and memorable look. However, the car was powered by a lackluster V6 engine that struggled to provide the performance expected from a sports car. It suffered from numerous quality control issues, production delays, and a high price tag, which ultimately led to its downfall in the market. Despite its shortcomings, it's earned a place in automotive history due to its association with the beloved Back to the Future franchise.